Minnesota National Guard, Major General John Jensen.
Well, hello, this is John Randall, Minnesota Vikings legend, and it is my pleasure to say, Minnesota Vikings fans uncensored, are you ready? Keith, get your people up. Let's go. Skol, 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 baby. Let's go.
Our legend, John Randall. Hey, everybody.
Goosebumps every time.
Yep. We are back.
What's up?
After evening, David, evening, Cody, and Keith, who is doing Keith stuff in the background. He'll be with us in just a minute. Skol, Leonard, Johnny on the spot, even though we're not. All right, fellas. So, hey, we've had a 4th of July since the last time we talked. Anybody do anything interesting on the 4th? David? Cody?
I did the normal stuff, got drunk. It was hot as balls here. I mean, like it is everywhere, but 94 and 80% humidity in upstate New York in the mountains is hot as balls. So it was get in the air conditioning, run back out, watch them do some shit, get back in the air conditioning, run back out, played a lot of golf. Nothing specifically unbelievable, but it was a nice 4-day respite, and happy birthday, America. Skol.
America. Heard you got an anniversary gift, Cody.
Yeah. Oh shit, I was supposed to wear it. Damn. Yeah, I did get my anniversary is over the past 2 weeks ago. That's why I wasn't here last Thursday. Then the other Thursday on 4th of July, I had staff duty, so 24 hours duty for the Army, so I couldn't hop on that show either. But yeah, the wife got
14 classified. It's just the three of us, buddy. You can tell us what was really going on.
I watched a giant building that was empty all night long. But my wife got me a J.J. McCarthy jersey that I was supposed to wear tonight, and I completely forgot. I've been in school for the Army for the past week. I'm going to be done around the 29th, so I'm pretty focused on that.
Military intelligence.
Our boy. Guys. That's our boy.
Attaboy. I got together with the family and my brothers. It's always a good time when we do. And the good news is his mom came out, and that's a rare occurrence. It's always nice to get her batteries recharged, have her out with us. We get to laugh and joke around and talk about how I set the woods on fire at Fort Devens when I was 5 years old. And yeah, so that's always good times, especially when the whole family gets together. Happy birthday, America. Leonard. As soon as Keith gets back, we're going to go ahead and do something, but
Geez, you guys like each other or not?
a little bit.
It's like you guys had a big fight, and then you hit play on the camera, and then you're like, all right, straight face. What's up, everybody? Thank you for logging on right away, even though I was late, as usual. But most of you have come to expect that.
We find out who the true believers are when you do this.
Yes. Check one thing here.
There it is. Look at that big number 9.
Ah, look at that. Tommy
9, baby.
Oh,
All right.
a little tight. I put a jersey on since high school. Fuck.
Oh, good thing you don't have to wear shoulder pads.
There you
Oh,
All right, now we're feeling official.
oh yeah, here we go. I feel like I could play third string for the Minnesota Vikings right now.
go. You beat out Evans.
Son of a
Does
bitch.
it count when Ronaldo says it?
Yes.
Or do we just want to drink?
I had my emergency Corona. I knew I would need it.
It's been sitting in the back of the fridge 6 months since 4th of July.
6 months is closer to being accurate.
The 6th 4th of July.
Jacob, Flame.
Yo.
Jacob, Skol, buddy.
Jacob, we'll be sending the link in a few minutes. I know you want to get on. I know you got some stuff to say, so we will definitely get you on here for that. Right now, let's just get into it. I know everybody's probably thinking it, and we're wondering how we're going to address it, and that's of course the passing of Khyree Jackson. I'm sure all 6-8 of you now. Cool. I've heard. He passed away in a car accident this weekend, early hours that morning, and 2 other friends were also killed with him in an accident. It's a very sad, tragic event, and it has an impact on not just his immediate friends and family, but us as Viking fans and just compassionate human beings. If we're still talking Vikings and interested in the Vikings in July, and we're doing this every day, then I feel you probably have that emotional connection with Khyree that I had, because he was different. His story, we all fell in love with him, and him as a player and him as the guy, watching his interviews, hearing him talk to KLC and Quasi, we started falling for this guy. A lot of us had him pick, okay, yeah, JJ McCarthy, that's cool, but we want to see Khyree Jackson. And I'm not trying to take away, from his death at all, but it's kind of sad that we're not going to get that opportunity to see it play out, because he worked hard, to get where he was. And unfortunately, we're not going to get to see that. And I want to give you guys a chance to actually say something if you have anything to say. And if you don't, it's fine. You got anything, Fish?
Well, when you look back at his path to the NFL, for one, the kid graduated from high school in 2017. That's 7 years ago. That's a long time in between high school and actually coming out of college. And so he graduated from high school, where he was actually a wide receiver playing in high school. He went to a Arizona West Community College, but he got homesick. He came home, decided he was done with football, decided he was done with football. But then he got the call to come back. He went to another JUCO, and COVID canceled their football season in 20. Bam. I guess he did something right. He ends up on Alabama. First starts in the national championship game against Georgia. Then the following season he's playing. Kid gets suspended by Saban. I don't know the reason why. Probably Robbie would maybe have that information, if anybody. And then he decided to go into the transfer portal for his final year, played with the Ducks, and was playing great football for the Oregon Ducks. 4th round draft pick, baby. Minnesota Vikings. Skol.
Anybody else got something they would like to say? Shaq just joined us. We're talking about Khyree right now.
Yeah. How's it going, fellas? I know one quick thing I wanted to say about Khyree. I remember going through the draft process with Cody, and we was bickering. We was like, yo, only thing our secondary is really missing is a tall, physical corner. And when we actually got Khyree Jackson, I was like, wow. We actually doing more scouting than just the first 2 rounds. We have played who actually could contribute this year. So it's not like, Khyree. It's not like we was looking at Khyree to just be a depth piece. We was looking at him to be, somebody who can actually contribute this year and give us something we've been lacking the last couple of years. I say even since we had Xavier Rhodes.
Yeah, so
It's just that I think a lot of times we forget the humanity of that these are actual people, not just players and pieces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of what this brings to light for me. It just you got to look at the guy. His story was awesome. It would have been a whole lot of fun to root for him, to be honest with you. To Shaq's point, I think he had a lot of potential. I think he had untapped potential. I think there's a whole lost, not exactly a generation, but there's a whole lost generation of the COVID kids, the kids that would have graduated in 2021. He's one of them, and I'm kind of rooting for those guys. They kind of lost their shot, and now he lost a shot, which is really sad. But my heart goes out to him and his family, and to all Vikings fans across the board. You know, let's remember that these guys are people, and I think we got to keep that in mind along the way. Skol,
yeah,
man.
Three moms and dads lost their child to something that should have never even happened in the first place. If you drink just one or two drinks, all right, I don't care if you think you're good. Don't step behind a wheel. Don't get behind a wheel of a vehicle. It's just unsmart thing. And people don't think about these things when they do those kind of things either, that this could happen. I mean, this is why you're not supposed to do that. So just look at it like, hey, you can take away someone's child. And he had such a long way to go in growing up too. He wasn't even fully grown up as a human being or a person. He was just getting there, and he's just starting his journey, especially with Fish's story about him hitting the NFL, get into the not wanting to play football, playing through Alabama, prestigious schools of Oregon, Alabama, and all the way up. Just don't be that person that takes away someone's child that is on their way, starting their journey of becoming a man.
All right. Thank you, guys. So for you out there listening in the audience, if you want to come on and, the show tonight and you want to, say some words for Khyree, that's awesome. We encourage it. We want to hear it. Go ahead and vent, let it out. But what we're not going to do tonight is we're not going to talk about how this affects the roster or anything like that. We will eventually address that, but it's not the time yet to start talking about the football moves that are going to occur because of this. So if it gets brought up, we'll probably just shut it down. There will be time to talk about that, but it's not right now. What we want to do right now is we got a little tribute for him, followed by a moment of silence, and we're just going to keep on scolding after that.
Skol
In
on.
the 2024 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Khyree Jackson, defensive back, Oregon.
Khyree, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on?
You ready to be a Viking?
Come on now. I've been waiting.
Nah, man, I can't wait to bring you here, man. I know you had a journey. It's going the right direction. You can continue that direction with us.
Man, let's get to work, man. You got the best corner, though, by far. I'm going to show you, though, day one.
Best corner by far. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Here's Coach. Hold on.
Yes, sir.
What's up, man? I want to hear about some of this best corner by far stuff.
What's going on, Coach? How you?
I'm good, man. Congratulations. Congratulations, man. We're fired up to have you. A lot of fans in this building of you. Can't wait to get you here and get to work, man.
I appreciate that, man. Looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. Can't wait to get there. Hey, yeah, I just want to start it off by, saying I'm just super grateful. I can't even really put into too many words like this, how this process has really truthfully been. It's just been really a whirlwind. I had a feeling Minnesota was going to be getting me. It was one of the teams that I built one of the strongest connections with throughout this process. Talking with Quasi, Coach Jones, we had a good relationship. He's from my hometown, actually. And Coach O'Connell. I'm just looking forward to, making my impact out here. That's just what I'm most looking forward to. They took a chance on me, regardless of some of the things they might have heard. And I just feel like I can't thank them enough. And I'm just looking forward to making, Viking Nation proud.
Thank you, everyone. Tell your loved ones you love them often. You never know. So that's that for right now. I'm sure, that's going to be an ongoing topic throughout the season, and, we're not going to let the memory die, but we are going to Skol on. And as of today, we are 56 days away from kickoff. And like we do around this time, we like to talk about the players who wore the number of the days we are away from kickoff. We've had some 56s that were pretty good, including E.J. Henderson and the center now, Garrett Bradbury. But there's one guy that sticks out a little bit more than both of those two, believe it or not. And that's the Hall of Famer, Chris Doleman.
Yes.
Yeah, Commander. Rest in peace, sir.
I really thought it was going to be Garrett Bradbury.
You thought it was going to be Garrett Bradbury all week?
I think he ruined the headline, Cody. I'm with you.
I was like, no, please don't.
Let me tell you something. What a pleasure it has been to have the holiday make us go a day early last week, where we got to highlight Randall McDaniel, and then we get to go to Chris Doleman. I mean, good night. Talk about two of the greatest players in our team's history on both sides of the ball, and they got to go against each other.
There he is.
Yeah.
See, seeing this video right here, this is like the Vikings I remember like as a kid. This is what I love. This is what made me love them. Like this right here. Like the late 80s.
Look at that play. Look at that play. I got two words for Chris Doleman, and that's total package.
Yeah, athlete. Look at Vinny. Vinny getting crushed.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Vinny Testaverde is not a Chris Doleman fan. If you watch this video, you'll see that a lot of Doleman sacks came against Vinny Testaverde. Yeah, him and Millard together, man. That was
Studwell. What a fucking team.
I'll tell you what, man, if it wasn't for those Rex Ryan Bears defenses, we would have been talked about as probably one of the best defenses in the league in that period.
Oh, hell yeah.
And, I mean, when you think about in the same draft class, hey, Sarah Skol, when you talk about in the same draft class, Bruce Smith, Joe Fralick, I mean, and Doleman was taken 4th overall. And he lived up to every bit of it.
You know the thing I love about Doleman, and you see it in a couple of these videos, he's one of the first guys to invent that chop right there. There it is right there. That chop on the arm. All those fumbles, man. He was amazing at that. He was
going for the ball instead of the body.
Yeah, he was one of the guys that came up with that. He's the first that I remember doing it. Maybe him and Lawrence Taylor. By the way, they both wore 56.
I was about to say, if it wasn't for Lawrence Taylor, the number 56 would be directly associated with Chris Doleman and Chris Doleman alone.
I would like to agree with you, Cody, but I don't, because I do think that he's up there with Lawrence Taylor. I do think he's up there with Bruce Smith, but he never gets acknowledged like they do. He's like the same mold as those guys, just as impactful. The only difference was he played in Minnesota.
Didn't win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, didn't win a Super Bowl or MVP.
14 years in the league, first 9 with us.
Yeah, Bruce Smith won a Super Bowl.
He went to 4, though.
I saw him lose 4. I didn't see him win one. He didn't win a Super Bowl. So, to me, I mean, as far as a player and not as a team, because it's a team sport to get to a Super Bowl, he's in the same mold as them. He has the accolades they have, but he just doesn't get mentioned as much as he does. But he's one of my favorites. He's one of the first favorite players I ever had as a kid, because one thing I remember watching the games, and I think I've said this before, is whenever he would get a sack, my dad would be like, Doleman. And like little ass me coming in behind him, Doleman. Like that's a memory I have. And so that always stuck around. And just, he was such a good player, but he was like never a boaster. Like he back to business. He makes the play, might celebrate a little bit like this, but then back to business. You never heard from him really. Like he had all the right in the world to talk, but he never did. He did it on the field with his play. Mm-hmm. And as Cody said, I think he said it, or someone in the chat said it, he started as a linebacker for 2 seasons, and they were okay years. But when he became a defensive end, he was pretty much all pro or Pro Bowler for the rest of his career.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because it's like in 1981, I think that's when Lawrence Taylor was drafted, and teams were trying to find their next Lawrence Taylor. And I think that's what we were thinking with Doleman here when we picked him up in the draft, starting him at linebacker. We thought we had the next Lawrence Taylor, and we kind of did, until he put his hands in the dirt and he became a whole different player.
Leonard, you are correct.
Guys, I got to roll. Have a great show, man.
Skol, David.
Oh,
See you, buddy.
So a couple stats here is he played 142 games for the Vikings. And in those 142 games, he accumulated 96 and a half sacks. He had 150 on his career. He did play a few years for Atlanta and San Francisco, but then he ended up coming back to Minnesota and finishing his career. In those games, he also had 5 interceptions, 2 of which he ran back for touchdowns. He forced 31 fumbles and recovered 16. So the guy was a turnover machine. He wasn't just sacking the quarterback. He was also causing turnovers, whether it was a receiver catching the ball, running back, or a sack fumble. Like, the guy was amazing. Like, imagine if we could have a guy like that on our defense now. Like, probably would have made the playoffs even with 4 bad quarterbacks last year.
Hey, we might just have one if you can maybe take him from linebacker and put his hands in the dirt and let him play edge on a 3-4. I don't know. He's kind of fast for that.
Or go back to a 4-3. I kind of miss that.
Yeah, I don't think we have the interior lineman to go to a 4-3 there, Fish.
I don't think we have the interior lineman for a 3-4 either, buddy. But, yeah. Oh, man. You just made me lose my train of thought. Nice.
So before we do that, who would y'all compare him to as a modern day player? As in, who would y'all say resembles Chris Doleman, like his play style?
Like now,
I don't know that I can go exactly modern Shaq, but I will tell you that when Jason Taylor burst onto the scene, I was like, I've seen this before. You know, that kind of player.
I would almost say Max Crosby. I think Max Crosby is a sacking machine, a strip fumble machine, plays the run and all that. And he looks like he could be an outside linebacker or an edge like that, but he puts his hands in the dirt. And he has that same bull rush mentality.
Your body like him coming around the edge with that bend he has and the swim moves. Like, he had good moves, like to get the quarterback. Wasn't like super powerful, but he had the moves.
Mm-hmm.
And he could bull rush.
Taylor one. That was a good one. And I'm trying to think of someone now. Like, I keep wanting to say Michael Parsons, but it's not. It's not even close. It's just Michael Parsons is a dominant player, and he was a dominant player, and that's pretty much where the comparisons end. Yeah, I don't know that there is someone. I mean, Von Miller maybe.
Yeah, but Von Miller's got to put his hands in the dirt for him.
I mean, there might not be.
I mean, it's so hard because, you know, Chris Doleman wasn't the biggest guy, right? He looked like a normal looking guy under shoulder pads out there, but damn, you know, like when you put him side by side with Bruce Smith looks like a monster, and Chris Doleman looks like a guy that, you know, you could just have a conversation with and probably could, and then you get him on the field and. Khalil Mack might be close.
If Khalil Mack puts his hands in the dirt, though, I don't see him ever doing that.
That's my true. Thing. Like, if you want a comparison, it's kind of got to be the same. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, if you say Von Miller, you could say Khalil Mack because that's basically 200.
Yeah, I wasn't too confident on the Von Miller. Von Miller has the moves kind of like he does, but yeah, he doesn't really put his hand down in the dirt too much.
Well, what makes Von Miller so special is his first step. Like, the offensive line can't react quick enough. So I don't know if Chris Doleman was actually like, you know, as soon as the ball is hiked, he's ready to go. That's one big thing like that got Von Miller his praise.
Yeah, Chris Doleman had an amazing first step. He had so much burst, it was crazy.
Who's the edge? Who's the defensive end that just retired like 2 years ago? JJ Watt. He had some bend and some spin and some moves on him. And he looks like a regular guy you can just like shake hands with and be like, all right.
I don't know.
I thought JJ Watt looked like
Bob. Can't wait. A little less than 2 months from a kickoff. So I'm excited about it. Football's almost here. The weather's still too damn hot. I can't wait for that to cool down too. Football, cold weather. Love it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you haven't looked it up already, you can just go to YouTube and type "Let's Skol" will be the first thing to pop up. Go ahead and click on that icon, hit the subscribe button.
We went full into the YouTube dark mode.
What happened?
the full YouTube mode. Click on that bell and hit the subscribe button.
Yeah.
It's got to work.
Got to buy these groceries somehow.
Yeah. Like and subscribe. Make sure you leave that like.
There you go.
And share this video too.
Cody's gonna wear a shirt that says like and subscribe next week.
Yeah. State Farm ad in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This kind of Aaron Rodgers next year.
So this is our 27th show of the offseason. So we've done this 27 straight weeks since the Vikings have been eliminated. And I think we've done pretty good content-wise. And now we're kind of getting to that time where we kind of got to make some stuff up. And I think it can still be fun. And one of the things that we did is we rated the top 5 rookie seasons of Vikings players in the last 30 years. And I would just like to see people in the comments start throwing up names. Who had the best rookie season for the Vikings in the last 30 years? Because I know you're going to get a couple of them, but I think there's a couple that are going to surprise you guys.
You asking us?
No. I said people in the chat. I mean, I guess technically you're in the chat.
I can be. Hold on. Let me get off camera.
Yeah. So they got the easy one.
They got the easy one. All right. I'm going to go with
what up, Zoe?
What up, Zoe? Skol, buddy.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get started because I don't think they're going to guess it. Leonard, those are good ones. Shaq, that's a great one. I think we forgot about him, actually. Matt Khalil.
That's what I was actually trying to come up with the name with right there.
Man, maybe we should have did the top 6. Could have squeezed them in.
Oh, he didn't make it?
Khalil. All right. So at number 5, we have in 2012, Harrison Smith. Harrison Smith in 2012 had 3 interceptions, 2 of them for touchdowns, 10 passes defended, 1 forced fumble, and 104 tackles. I think we were all pretty impressed with this dude from the jump. You agree?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So from that draft, I remember it was between Mark Barron and Harrison Smith. I wanted Mark Barron so much, and I was like, damn, I forgot what team Mark Barron went to. And I was like, well, I guess you can see what we got in Harrison Smith. And from the first day, Harrison Smith showed why he's a problem in the league. I think even his rookie year, he picked off Aaron Rodgers. And we're not talking about old Aaron Rodgers. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers in his prime. That's why I was like, Harrison Smith, he's going to be one of the best safeties in Vikings history. And he hasn't put me wrong since.
Doing that number 22 proud.
Hey, do we have I don't know if did the chat say Orlando Thomas by chance?
No.
He had 9 interceptions as a rookie.
He did. And we were going to talk about it.
Oh, okay. I was just like, oh, okay. All right. I thought it was already filled up.
My brother from Tennessee.
How are you doing, Unc? Hey, can everybody say hi to Unc, please?
My brother from Kentucky, Unc.
Cody's opting out. All right.
Hi.
I know. At number 4, we have. I don't think nobody gets this one. Blair Walsh. Blair Walsh was 35 of 38 from field goals, 36 of 36 from extra point, which I would freaking love right now, including 10 for 10 field goals of 50 plus, which was an NFL record. I think the record was 8 that he broke it with, so he kind of added on to it. He was also a Pro Bowler and a first-team All-Pro in his rookie season. Blair Walsh was dope the first couple of years.
First-team All-Pro as a rookie. We need some of that again this year, Mr. Robbie.
And
people are so mad you put a kicker.
I really like Blair Walsh. Might be the first kicker I actually fell in love with as an NFL kicker, because I thought kickers all they gotta do is make a field goal. But when Blair Walsh, and it's not just making a field goal, it was in clutch situations. As a rookie, they put Blair Walsh in that predicament, and he was nailing them. And my expectations for kickers has been related to him. Because I know we always go back to, Gary Anderson missing the kick in the playoffs against the Falcons. But until Blair Walsh missed that kick against the Seahawks, his rookie year, he looked like he was the best kicker in the league. And that's with Justin Tucker and Greg Zuerlein, if you know your kickers.
I'm going to give this one to the placeholder. He had to aim the ball certain directions. That's why when we lost that placeholder and Blair Walsh missed that field goal against Seattle, that's
probably had nothing to do with the weather or anything like that.
No,
it was the hold. Or Blair Walsh got death threats for it when it was really the hold. What are you saying?
Finkel and Einhorn laces out.
Laces out, Dan.
Marino.
They're not happy, but this isn't like greatest Vikings ever. This is like the greatest rookie seasons of the past 30 years. Blair Walsh was a G his rookie season. Like, look at the stats.
NFL record. How many rookies breaking NFL records?
How many rookies are a first team All Pro?
We're not talking about
kicker.
We're talking about NFL wise. He getting compared to his NFL counterparts.
Yeah, no, Leonard, I argue that too. Like, he scored all of our points. So, yeah, he missed one. He shanked one, but he also scored all of our points. And if he would have shanked the first one that made the next three, nobody would have cared. It's just the optics of it.
Yep.
And that ruined his career, basically, because he never got right after that.
And but funny,
he did have one of our greatest seasons as a rookie.
I was watching one of the highlights. The crazy part is, the year after he missed that kick, we played Seattle, and guess what happened? He missed the same kick. And we lost the game. Oh, my gosh. I was like, no, it's over.
No wonder he went down so fast.
And for the third best rookie season of Vikings history, got a video. You guys know who it is yet?
Oh.
Is that Sidney Rice?
I recognize this player from somewhere.
Is that Sidney Rice?
Listen, Keith, I hate to correct you on this, but Kirk Cousins was not a rookie for Minnesota.
Sorry, guys.
I'm telling you what, 3 different quarterbacks are going to have a lot of yards this year for us.
Yeah, and the guy you're trying to give credit to only played 7 games.
Yeah.
There it is, the first TD.
Coldest play in history.
So thank you, Addison.
That is the coldest celebration in NFL history, is that Titans game. When he catches it and starts doing the gritty while those two dudes hit each other.
I don't know. I hate to say it. But is it better than the Dirty Bird?
I don't like the Dirty Bird. Fuck the
Dirty Bird was pretty hot until the NFC Championship. Then fuck that thing. I was ready to shoot birds.
Jamal Anderson.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like the Icky Shuffle.
Yeah.
The Icky Shuffle.
And he had a promising career. Then injuries got a hold of him. NFL labeled him a bust.
So Jefferson's rookie year, he had 88 catches for 1,400 yards and 7 touchdowns. He was a second-team All-Pro and a Pro Bowler. I feel he was robbed of Offensive Rookie of the Year. It was probably because Justin Herbert's hair, as Fish would say. I think Herbert's a good quarterback. Me and Fish can disagree on that, but I think Justin Jefferson absolutely got robbed for Rookie of the Year.
I blame Mike Zimmer
for not starting the first 2 games.
Not starting that first 2 games.
But even his stats, like Moss got Rookie of the Year with these stats and first team All-Pro. I mean, Moss had 17 touchdowns, but he had 1,300 yards and 17 touchdowns. He got MVP votes. He got All-Pro. He's a Pro Bowler and Rookie of the Year.
To be fair,
he did more impressive than what a quarterback does.
Yeah, and this season was a down season. Like, the only thing we had as Vikings fans was Justin Jefferson at the end of this season. Like, thank God we have this kid on our team. That was the consensus, basically.
Yeah, to be fair, we had Olabisi Johnson. So, Justin Jefferson couldn't start. If you know, you know.
Well, didn't BC Johnson have a pretty damn good season the prior year?
There you go. That's why he didn't start.
Well, I thought BC was injured the prior year.
Yeah, I don't think BZ ever had a good season. He might have had a good game.
Wait. Ola BC Johnson, he had a good season for a 7th round pick. That's why he started, because we didn't have no receivers, and he came out of nowhere. And then we drafted.
That's not why he started. He started because Zimmer's not starting no damn rookie.
Yeah, that's why he's not starting.
Yeah, it wasn't because BZ did anything the season before.
Yeah, you're right. He never really had a good season. He had a good game.
He had a good season. As a 7th round pick, he went off. And then he got hurt. And then
he had those 6 catches that one year. Went off.
Yeah, went off.
Wasn't Puka 7th round?
Scale, baby.
Puka was a 6th round receiver. Okay, so that's where the line is. That's the bar.
And when you're watching these highlights, notice there's no defender near Justin Jefferson. He's catching this open. And if there is a defender, he's still catching it.
I don't think we thought we were getting this type of wide receiver, you know?
He's a slot receiver, Cody.
Yeah, we're getting like a slot or like what Addison is right now. Like, we didn't think we got the best receiver we've seen since.
No. I thought we got a solid number 2 for Thielen.
It's those things too.
We replaced Diggs. Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I remember, Justin Jefferson come out of LSU. I'm like, damn, he's actually pretty good. But all the media is talking about Jamar Chase. I'm like, I don't want Justin Jefferson when the number 1 receiver is Jamar Chase.
Mm-hmm. And what's crazy about that, when he was in LSU during the playoffs, Justin Jefferson went off against the number 1 defense in the playoffs, and Chase went off against like the number 20 ranked defense in the whole playoff. So it was ridiculous.
So did I hear that right on the receiver show we just started watching, that JJ was a 0-star recruit coming out of high school?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Zero, I think he was a 2-star.
Same thing. There's everything below a 3 is a 0 in college. 2 stars and 1 stars, they go out to they play for UAB, Alabama, Birmingham, or Troy. Like the 3 stars, they go to Iowa and Minnesota. Your 4 and 5, your 4 go to Florida State, maybe a little Oregon action. Then your 5 go to Alabama and Georgia.
So are you saying the only reason he got to go to LSU is because his brother was LSU's quarterback before him?
Hey,
probably.
There's some alumni love there.
And the only reason that his younger brother got to go there and play was because he was there before him?
Yeah, that's a strong possibility. And then, he always had that chip on his shoulder. But everybody says they got a chip on his shoulder. But
everybody says that.
He clearly meant that.
All right. And for the number 2 best rookie season of the past 30 years for your Minnesota Vikings, this one, you guys were making some guesses, but I don't think anybody guessed this.
Keith Moore.
Matt Clear.
Kidding.
Adrian Peterson? Yeah, definitely.
I had to try to put some drama to it. Everybody knew who number 1 and number 2 was, and we weren't going to switch it up just because you knew.
I was when we drafted Adrian Peterson, I was kind of skeptical because when he played at Oklahoma, he hurt himself doing touchdown celebrations. He broke his collarbone or separated his shoulder by doing a front flip in the end zone in one game against Oklahoma. And I had to sit out a couple games. I was like, man, what kind of running back are we getting? He was explosive at Oklahoma. He was probably the best. He was the best running back in the nation. And when we got him, I was like, I hope he doesn't do a front flip in the end zone. But thank God he started doing the high knees or the high legs, But he was still very injury prone. But you cannot deny him coming back from that 2012 year and what he did during his rookie year. Just a monster.
I'm with you, Cody. When we first drafted him, I wasn't excited about it. It took me maybe a whole day to get over that and get excited about it. But I'm like, why? We need a quarterback. Why are we drafting? We just had Chester Taylor. He just ran for 1,000 yards. He's a good running back. Why are we drafting a running back? We never draft this high. Why didn't we get a damn quarterback? Why did we get Brady Quinn? Instead, we got Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
It worked out.
You know, with the right coaching, Brady Quinn could. I remember when we drafted him.
We never had that right coaching for a quarterback, so it just probably would not have worked out.
You definitely did.
I remember when that draft happened and we drafted Adrian Peterson. I was sort of whelmed, and I was talking to my buddy John Lewis, and he said, "Wait till you see them touchdowns, Fish. Wait till you see them touchdowns." Skol, buddy.
Hail.
Yeah, it felt like every time AP touched the ball, he scored a touchdown. It was like 70-yard run, 70. Like, what the fuck? Or flim flam?
The flim flam.
And then that Chargers game, that was his rookie season, right? Where he broke the record.
Oh, against the Chargers? Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Rushing out
right there. 296-yard game. Then he had that Bears game with the 224. He also had, I think, like 130 return yards on 4 kick returns that game. Like, he almost took one to the house. He already had 3 rushing touchdowns. Like,
that man must have been tired.
I play high school football, like against the Bears that game. Like, it almost, to me, it looked more dominant than the Charger game, that Bears game. Because if not for Peterson, we would have got our ass kicked against the Bears that game. I don't know if you guys remember watching that one. The Bears kept taking the lead, but then Peterson, all right, another 60-yard touchdown. Let's go.
He has that.
It looked like he was bored. Like he was bored playing that game.
Yeah.
Like,
he at least has to have a top 3 stiff arm of all time NFL history in that Browns game.
Yeah. That wasn't even a stiff arm; it was a choke slam.
Yeah, choke slam. Put that motherfucker out of bounds. That was crazy. Man.
You guys want to guess who number 1 is?
Is it really obvious? It seems like it's
Is it Treadwell? It's Treadwell, isn't it? It's Treadwell.
No, but they do play the same position.
Tell you who it's not. It's not Percy Harvin.
Motherfucker.
It's not Sidney Rice either.
He didn't even crack the top 5.
There's a Codyism.
It's not Sidney Rice either.
So it's not Eric Hendricks.
No, it's not. Sorry, Dylan, about that. Troy Williamson was involved with this guy.
Gino Torretta?
There he is.
We turned this guy right here into the magnificent Troy Williamson.
You know, the thing is, sometimes I think that we make these lists and we purposefully extend out the years just to make sure we can include Moss in it. You know, we could have said the best 5 rookie seasons in the last 20 years, but no, we've got to have Moss in it because Moss is our
I try to think about our audience and the age of our audience. And I think about 30 years, which puts around, 35 to 45-year-olds. And I know there's more, but I'm just saying, we're all 35 to 50.
Millennials.
But
the craziest thing about
even they
Moss,
know who Moss is. Everybody knows who Moss is. It's like, here, fair enough. Like, look at Lions fans in that same age bracket. They know who Barry Sanders is. It's just known. Like, it's like, I feel like that's almost innate. If you're a Vikings fan, just from day one, you can't even spell the word Vikings, yet somehow innately you know who Randy Moss is. It's like in the DNA, it's coded.
We transitioned from as kids was trying to be like Michael Jordan in basketball. Then when he retired, here comes 98. Everybody wanted to be like Randy Moss in football. Like that. I feel like that was that much of a transition from a player.
And the impact he had for generations was, you talented when everybody starts saying your name as a verb.
Moss. You got mossed.
And you definitely wanted to be the Mosser and not the Mossy.
And 69 receptions for 1,300 yards is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Oh
you see JJ had 88 for 1,300. Like, dude was catching balls. He also had 17 touchdowns.
And we're talking about rookies. We're not talking about second, third year, fourth year veterans in their prime. We're talking about fresh out of college, shitting on the NFL.
Randall cutting him at a cannon though, and Moss had some speed. They had that breakaway speed. So Randall cutting.
Jeff George had a cannon too.
Oh, that's funny. What Alex just said, that he knows a lot of people who converted to the Vikings because of Randy Moss. How many of those people do you think stayed Viking fans once Moss was gone, though?
They became Patriot fans.
I'm not gonna say none. I see 2 wearing fucking Moss jerseys right now, so
They
I'm
were
not
Raiders
gonna,
fans.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that they were Viking fans only because of Moss. I mean, Shaq, that might be true because the time, the age kind of checks out.
But they didn't become
Millennials.
Vikings because they were Moss fans. Or I know what you're saying, but like when he left, there's a high percentage. You are probably right. Became Patriots fans, and then subsequently like became Raiders fans. It's like you're probably right about that.
I just wonder how. Then also wonder like how many people are like Shaq. They became Viking fans because of Moss, and they thought '98 was awesome. This is gonna be great, and
We're gonna do this every year.
It's just been hell since then.
Mhm.
Shaq,
I mean,
is that your experience?
You know, when you're a kid, you think everything is the best of the best. You think, oh, first time seeing something, oh, it can't get no better than this. So I'm thinking, okay, we got things going. We about to win the Super Bowl. Isn't that the goal? And then next thing I know, we're trading Randy Moss. So I'm like, okay. I'm hoping we get something back that's, at least equivalent to Randy Moss. And then
Troy Williamson.
I was like, what? I guess, first round picks doesn't always equal to, Randy Moss production as a rookie. And then that's when I admit I took a break from the Vikings. At that time, I was like, I'm not missing nothing.
Diggs is not in here, Ken, because
Bro, you were like
Diggs
10.
a good Vikings receiver, but his rookie season was like an average one compared to what we've had. Same reason Percy Harvin didn't make it. Like
I just remember
Blair Walsh was a little more impressive.
I remember recess it was all basketball from until 98. Then the courts were completely empty in 98 and it was all football. Like you're playing football on the basketball courts and fence to fence is the touchdown or basket to basket's the touchdown. And like that, I just feel like Randy Moss was that such of an impact on little minds back in the day that people went over to being like Mike to now I want to be like Randy Moss. And I felt that.
What's up, Dylan? What do you think about our 5? We got Harrison Smith, Blair Walsh, Justin Jefferson, Adrian Peterson, and Randy Moss as the top 5 rookie seasons in the last 30 years. Did we get it wrong?
No, I think it's spot on. It's spot on. The only thing you could have done is, like you said, just put Harvin in there instead of fucking Blair Walsh. But Blair Walsh
That would have just been a shot across the bow, Cody, and that's all it would have been.
But Blair Walsh's, rookie year was spectacular.
I would have put Kevin Williams in there instead of Percy Harvin and Blair Walsh. Maybe Orlando.
Let me get to it. So we also have honorable mentions. So we had this up to like 15 people. We got it down to 10, and then we're like, all right, we got to do 5. But then there was 3 that we were just battling with that we wanted to be on here, but we just couldn't put them above anybody. And I know a lot of people probably argue that we should kick Blair Walsh out, but we're not kicking out the kicker.
All pro.
He the only one who he had an all pro and he broke a record. Like, what else do we need for a rookie season?
And
we're hoping for a repeat, Robbie. We're hoping for a repeat.
10 for 10 from 50 is spectacular.
So our 3 honorable mentions are Orlando Thomas in 1995, Kevin Williams in 2003, and Percy Harvin in 2009.
Fuck him.
I like it.
So I think some people might question Orlando Thomas a little bit, maybe because they don't remember him. But in his rookie season, he had 9 interceptions as a safety and 4 fumble recoveries, 1 for a touchdown. He was second in defensive rookie of the year voting behind Hugh Douglas, who had 10 sacks. And I mean, honestly, I think 9 interceptions is more impressive than 10 sacks.
Yeah, you get 11 on, or you get 9, you're winning defense play of the year or all first team all pro like Bland and Trevon Diggs.
Was there anybody on this list, Robbie, that you would have put in the top 5 for somebody else?
No, absolutely not. That top 5 is solid, bro.
Dylan, same question.
No, you're good.
So are you guys at least a little bit happy that Percy Harvin made the honorable mentions? Because there are some people in the chat who even said Percy Harvin too. Not Cody. Cody did not say it.
I'm okay with him being the honorable mentions. I'm just saying
his rookie.
He only played he only had 3 years with us, and that was in 4 seasons. Like 3
as long as
Eric
Hendricks follows after that.
Can't ask about Culpepper, but Culpepper did not play his rookie season.
No, he did not.
You know who did?
I think sometimes people get confused, like what we say the topic is, and they just always think it's like best Vikings ever. Like no, there's There's actually criteria to what we're doing here. So that's our top 5 and our 3 honorable mentions. Let me clear this. Dylan, I see you wearing the jersey. I want to give you a chance to say something. Floor's yours.
So this guy right here was supposed to mean something else. His jersey I was so hyped about. It was probably one of the first players I've been like super stoked about probably since I'd say Eric Hendricks. I always have. There's always first rounders you're stoked about. We all know Dallas Turner's a stud, or in 5 years if JJ McCarthy's really good, you guys are gonna look back and be like, we knew JJ was like the shit. But being a 4th round pick and being the first person on the live to mention Khyree Jackson's name as somebody to watch out for. Yep, I was. I promise you. It was after this. It was during the Senior Bowl practices.
I remember.
I watched the workouts, and I've been trying to find the clip. I've been going through old lives trying to find the clip, and I was like, man, I watched this dude today who's a stud, and I was like, Khyree Jackson. I was like, if we can grab him, I was like, that shit will be so dope. And I've been trying to find the clip, man, and it's a bitch because I remember
when you brought him up and we were talking about draft prospects and you're like, hey, Shaq Cody, what do you feel about this Oregon guy, Khyree Jackson? We had to go to Google and I was searching NFL draft scout, and I was like, yeah, he's this, and this.
Bro, he just looked like a dog, man, on film, or not on film because I didn't even really watch his film. Just in that practice, man, he just looked competitive. He looked like one of those dudes that just wants to win, a true dog, And yeah, in years to come, we're gonna see how JJ McCarthy does, and we're all gonna get on each other. You guys are gonna get on me when he does good. I'm gonna get on you when he does bad. But Khyree Jackson was the one dude that I was ready to be I told you so, I told you so. And man, it just sucks. Because that was one of the things I was looking forward to most this season. Was just watching him play. So I was in Vegas. I woke up, saw freaking the notification on my phone, and my girlfriend even knows that I'm looking forward to watching him so much. And I was just like, babe, Khyree just died. And she was just like, what the fuck? She was invested into finding out the news as invested as I was. We were both sitting there Googling what the hell happened and shit. But yeah, man, probably the only Khyree Jackson jersey you'll see.
Yeah, I know you wanted to get that out, so I wanted to give you a chance to do that. Next, we're going to talk about our interior defensive line. Every week we talk about a position group, we go through it, and then we grade them. So this week it's we're starting the defense, and we're starting with the interior defensive line. We did the offense. Our receivers got an A. Our tight ends got an A. We gave the running backs a C. We gave the offensive line a B, and quarterbacks ended up with a low C, which I believe ended up giving us a low B for an offense.
Well, they actually got that high to a C. I thought Fish and myself's grade got it to where it actually should have been, which was borderline failure.
Yeah, but there was one thing that happened, Robbie, is when I said the GPA and I called it a D, you said that's actually a C, and I fought you with it, but you were actually right, unfortunately.
Some of our grades were very low.
All right, the quarterback's at a D. We got to do that. Seeing a ghost.
There you go.
Guy that's not ready. And we got Nick Mullins.
That's fucking borderline failure. There you go. Add his shit.
I mean, what quarterback don't see ghosts when they get impression all game?
You can't tell me that you were when Sam Darnold was playing with the goddamn Jets and the Panthers that, oh, he's good. Then he comes to this team and you're about to be super excited he came to this team. There's no way. At least one
I seemed pretty excited this whole time. I'm not going to lie.
You called him trash. I know you did. Everybody in this room called Sam Darnold fucking trash at one point.
I don't feel like I've heard Shaq say it.
No, I mean, Shaq's been pretty riding for Sam Darnold. I can honestly say Sam Darnold's first couple weeks in Carolina, I was like, oh, damn, are we seeing Sam Darnold reincarnated? And then he fell flat on his fucking face, they started out balling, and then he just fell on his face, and I was just like, oh, all right, I guess that's Sam Darnold for you, But now he has all pro weapons all around him.
I'll just say wait and see. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about interior defensive line.
Thank you.
I'm gonna search the fucking Jack's Facebook. I'm gonna look for it.
I believe you said this about a month ago. Still haven't pulled up any receipts.
I know. Well, phone's not working right now.
It's gonna be the easiest position to grade.
Yeah,
all right. So first off, I guess I'm gonna ask, how do you guys feel about our defensive line last year? I gotta ask it. Like, do you think there was any bright spots, or was it just a dumpster fire?
So
I thought Phillips did yeoman's work, but I thought the rest was just garbage.
I liked when Jackie Roy played his 3 snaps and he got a tackle for a loss on one of them.
That's super specific.
That was pretty cool, I guess.
Hey, that's balling out for a 5th round pick.
Yeah.
So what always keeps in mind is when Fish said, there goes Harrison Fields for the one play a game.
And Fish calls it out. There's the one play.
Yeah. Harrison Fields with his one play per game.
I think he was a little better than one play this year, and he could probably play a little better with a little bit of help. And I actually think that we did get a little help this year. Maybe not the help that we wanted, expected, hoped for, but I do think our offensive line defensive line is better than what it was last year, at least on the roster, and that roster is it.
Jesus Christ.
So the only reason you think it's better is because Roy is in his second year.
So what?
I was like, because Roy is in his second year, not his first.
Well, I think Roy is going to be good, like Fish said, or was it Cody? One of you guys just said, like, he got there for some plays and he did look good, and I never understood, like, okay, like, why they take him out? Like, he made a play in the backfield, or like he was getting past the line. Like, what's wrong here? So I do actually have high hopes for him, but honestly, just for our line to be better, we need somebody better than Dean Lowry, and it's already improved. So it's not a high bar to be improved, to be honest.
You knew that the Vikings, Kwesi, when he first got here, wasn't his first signing Jonathan Bullard? Like, you knew they didn't give a fuck about the defensive line, and they still don't.
Well, I mean, Jonathan Bullard's still here, and he's only 30-year-old on this line. So Quincy was holding on to that first sign. He's like, no, this is kind of a memento, so I kind of want to keep it.
Yeah, I got to keep this thing.
Like, honest to God, I don't even remember Bullard playing last year. Like, I just don't. Never heard his name.
These guys playing last year.
I don't either. Like, I'm drawing a blank. I'm drawing a total blank on this.
His first Jonathan Bullard, we're signing him. Hey,
I remember signing him, but yeah, I really don't remember him playing.
We keep saying that we don't need to see the defensive tackles making all the plays. They just need to eat up blocks. And I'm just going to say they didn't even do that last year. We got ran on and ran on and ran on.
Well, you can't eat up no blocks when you weigh under 310 pounds.
Except the Niners, we shut them down.
So it's like, I was watching a Cowboys film when they blew us out 2 years ago. And if you look at the offensive line versus our defensive line, Bullard was getting moved. And like they was tossing him around like he's a cornerback. Like he wasn't stopping the run and he wasn't getting pressure. So I mean, like, you don't have to get pressure as a defensive lineman, but just hold your gap. They got something called gap integrity.
Hold the point of attack.
So it's like if you can't stop the opponent offense from running the ball, you might as well just say the game's over.
Yeah, they're not doing their job. Fuck them.
You hold the attack on the run plays, and on 3rd and 15, you get a little pressure from the interior. And we didn't do that.
We're all thinking he's going to make a splash. Then here comes Jonathan Bullard. Like, oh.
I mean, the dude's 30 now, and if he hasn't done it yet, it's probably not going to happen.
No.
That is the only part, though. He is our oldest. If you look at all the ages, we're relatively young in the defensive line group.
Sometimes you just need an old head on the team to show the younger players how to stretch and shit. You know.
Yeah, buddy. I wish we had Calais Campbell for that, not Jonathan Bullard.
Facts, big facts. No, that would be.
And let me just tell you something. The one I'm really excited about is Jerry Tillery, because that dude's built like a palm tree, and I want him in the middle of my defensive line.
That's fair.
Is that the new
linebackers are bigger?
Brought that up. Is there anybody else on this list? Because as I look at this list, I only see 2 locks for the roster.
Yeah,
Harrison Phillips and Jaquelin Roy. I don't think anybody else is locked in. You guys agree or disagree with that?
I feel like James Lynch always, squeezes in.
Well, James Lynch got hurt in the offseason last year, so he didn't have to make the team, so we don't know if he would have made it or not.
Got you.
I do remember Jonah Williams for the Rams.
Jonah Williams?
Yeah, when he played for the Rams, he had a good time when Donald was out for a little bit, and they put him on they put him at the defensive end spot. He was actually doing pretty decent in some games. We got a bunch of players that are they're good in a game, and that is it. That's the whole season. That's all we got. Do we have 17 defensive tackles here? No, I don't count them. So our defensive line is dog shit.
Hey, is Ty Amani? He's not a rookie.
he was the undrafted free agent.
I messed up. I didn't highlight the yellow people. Okay, it was late.
No, I mean, I'm just doing my math. It's just like,
yes.
And I was just gonna say, I think the short, fat kid might be this year's King Tonga.
I love
Taimani.
I always go to Palomalu, but I love Polynesian players, but I don't think he's Polynesian.
He
is.
I'm just saying, because he doesn't. Okay, I'll just say okay. I'll
You're
agree,
right.
but just I definitely don't get that look. But okay. But again, I've never seen a really bad Polynesian player. I've always had a hard on for that, and it's not maybe.
I'm with you, man, because I've never seen a Polynesian guy who couldn't fight. They've got a typical kind of toughness to them. So, and that's why I was kind of rooting for Tonga. I was like, man, I kind of got a spot for these Polynesian kids. They've got a certain toughness to them.
They got that grit. It doesn't. You just can't train that. And I've always liked that.
Yeah, that's part of coaching. And when we think Polynesian, you think of guys like Lodi Nada,
Palomalu. I go right to Palomalu. Or Seau, two of my favorite players of all time.
I mean, I was thinking Palomalu the whole time that you guys have been talking.
Matt Asiata?
No.
Yeah, but I'm actually thinking famous ones. Right off the bat.
Relevant ones, you mean?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Young game.
Ufanga?
USC safety.
Yeah, plays for the Niners, 2-time All-Pro.
Yeah.
Only been in the league for 2 years.
Wait. You say he a 2-time All-Pro?
Palomalu.
All-Pro.
Say that.
2 years. He won as a rookie All-Pro.
Damn, that's crazy. He must have been in the SEC.
He gets the benefit of the doubt with that.
Oh, geez. Here we go. Shots fired. I would love to see us all at a Thanksgiving dinner table together doing this and coming to blows out in the backyard.
Yeah, I don't think you want
now accepting a new phone. By the way,
you want to see it. You don't want to be involved in it, though.
Yeah, I do.
No.
Hold on. I'll be frying the damn turkey, y'all. I'll be there in a minute.
Hey, but look at his stats, though. He doesn't look like he's done shit in the last few years. Even when he went in college, so I don't know why we even took him as a UDFA. I have no idea.
Because he's a UDFA.
Again,
he's a UDFA.
Yeah, but
you look at college player stats, Robbie, you watch college players, especially a defensive lineman and stuff,
Keith, he has 14 tackles in the last 2 years.
Can you get the chart, babe?
That's really bad. Fine. You can convert that to, let's say that's unemployed. That's borderline unemployed.
But see, they have people employed, the Vikings do, in other NFL teams, to look beyond the stats and look, what do you see in this player? What do you see in his techniques? What do you see?
I'm adding 9 tackles and 5 tackles to get 14. I'm using my complex math skills to get 14 tackles in the last 2 seasons at Oregon.
like
why the fuck
basic,
did we
stupid fantasy football stuff and not like
I
actual
got the
football.
answer, Robbie. We're desperate.
That's what that screams to me. Like, hopefully you got something. Like, I just got deflated by a Polynesian player that's got 14 fucking tackles in 2 goddamn years.
I'm not going to say desperate either, because if we're desperate, I mean, there's hundreds of players who didn't get signed that are still UDFAs. We picked him out of the bunch. Like,
I mean,
there's a bunch of people who could have been desperate for.
Well, that's one person we can cross up to.
They probably actually heard of him before today, Robbie. Okay, so you're probably struggling with that you just heard of him. You haven't actually seen him. You don't know what he looks like even. So you're struggling right now.
Oh, I was wrong. Hold on, I was wrong. Let me add the 5 and the 9, not the 9 and the 5. I still wait. No, it is still 14 tackles in 2 years.
Right,
Fuck
right.
that.
I mean,
Maybe we were spitting all our game at Gabriel Murphy, and all the other good UDFA defensive tackles got swiped out from under us.
There's like 5 different. There's like only 5 good UDFAs in every single draft.
Right.
After that, you're just like,
he is
you're just
not one of them.
closing your eyes and sticking your hand in a bucket and grabbing something. Like, oh, okay.
But that just sets like that puts me. I'm more upset that it's like not worrying. Like normally I'm a school guy. I've said that once or twice. But fuck, he's Polynesian. God damn it, that let me down. Just on that angle alone. Shit.
I just see it. It's on.
Actually, there's 3 players I see making this roster as locks. Forgot my man Jalen Redmond. I'm sorry, Jalen. I'll make up for it.
If he got cut before, if he got cut the training camp, so we can add the player.
That's so bad. He got cut at the signing. God damn. You spelled your name wrong. Get the fuck out of here. Shit.
But you are right, Keith. There are 3 locks.
To get the fuck out of here, yeah.
We have the 2025 Defensive Player of the Year sitting right on that list.
Levi Drake Rodriguez?
Levi Drake Rodriguez.
I hate hyphenated names. God damn.
I've hung around fish long enough.
He's got a healthy 6'4", 290.
That's no.
I mean, I can't help but notice the 6'5", 315-pounder right there.
Yeah. And he kind of has that Polynesian sounding last name too.
Manoa, yeah. Yep, a little bit.
I'm not saying what I'm saying.
Aren't defensive tackles supposed to be in like the 320s, 330 range? Like a
315 is pretty close.
Only the good ones, Cody. Only the good ones.
Yeah.
But
and John Randall.
Well, nose tackles. These are more
big nose.
These are our 5 techs.
It'd be nice to kick Harrison out to a little bit and put someone else in the middle. Maybe Linval Joseph. Yes, that is a real name, Alex. Did you not watch like any of the draft or any of the stuff after the draft?
Or Leonard Williams.
I think you can just stick a fridge out there and it'll be better than what the fuck we have out right now.
Tired.
I don't think Manoa's going to make it either this year. So let's rule him out too. God damn.
I mean, Robbie, look at our defensive line,
bro.
Like,
dude, like he went to my alma mater, and I'm saying no. God damn, fuck no. Jesus Christ.
Hey, Keith.
Who's he saying fuck no to?
Tyler.
The other potential Polynesian guy.
Manoa?
Yes.
Why are you saying fuck no?
He went to his.
Do you have insight on this one?
Well, he has less tackles than the fucking other guy has. So, like, that just reaches.
Probably, I bet you can go find a UDFA
or
UDFA and probably had a ton of tackles.
No, I'm looking at 8. I'm looking at 8 over 3 years.
And that's why you're a UDFA. If you would have had 20,
I'm just helping us
with the right coaching.
Filter out the process. So just like we can just cross that one out, and the other our 2 Polynesian hopefuls are now gone. I'm dismayed by that.
But with the right coaching and in Brian Flores' system, they'll flourish. They'll do something that they couldn't do before.
That is almost literally shining or polishing a turd. That is exactly what we're doing.
You need Brian Flores' scheme, and you need Golden Corral's buffet. That's the only way that this fucking defense line is going to get any good.
I subscribe to this message.
Yes.
And evidently
I
Forrest
think he had
Gump's
28
fucking
tackles
leg
last
braces
year.
and shit.
I think
These
he had
guys are
28
injury
tackles
prone
last
like I've
year.
never seen.
I haven't seen the number
tackles,
2 on a
1.5
defensive
for
line
loss,
in a long
and a
time.
sack.
Huh?
Recover fumble, even a pass breakup.
I mean,
I'm just
Was that
saying.
Manoa?
3 tackles 5 times. So how do you have
Jesus
8 tackles? How do you have 8 tackles when he had 3 in 5 games?
Okay, add 5 more of the other games.
No, do 5 times 3, please. That's 15 already.
You're literally saying that that's what he would have gotten. You're saying that's what
No,
he would
I'm
have gotten.
literally saying.
Keith,
what
I'm looking
not.
at his 2023 fucking totals. Totals when you add up all the numbers of all the games you played. I am literally looking at 8. 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 8 tackles. Would you like me to go to his 2021, stats? Because evidently he was fucking dead for a year. I
would like you to know what you're looking at. You're looking at, so he's got 9 solo tackles and 19 assists. Playing defensive line, you're not
I'm
getting
looking
too
at
many
8
solo
tackles,
Bobby.
1 sack, and his name is Taylor Manoa, the defensive line for the Arizona Wildcats in the college conference in the United States of America. Correct?
You can read, right, Robbie?
Sometimes.
I do this. You can read.
Normally, I am literate on at least on Thursdays.
Okay.
Okay, why don't we cut to the chase? What side are you each using?
I mean,
Whatever the fuck popped up first on Google.
Can you go back to the height and weight, all the defensive players we got?
no,
I just want to see.
You have a tie.
Jesus Christ, Keith, you're literally arguing. Let's just say, fine, I'll split the difference with you and saying you're right and I'm wrong. You're
Thank
saying
you.
he had 15 tackles, a price to my 8 over the entire
I said
fucking
28,
2023
actually.
season.
I said
You got
28
me
last
on
year alone.
He had 15 tackles. I'll say you're right. He had 15 tackles by himself.
Okay, but
on
you're not saying I'm right then
2023.
because I'm saying
What
he
a
had
great
28.
pick.
Don't chastise me.
He averaged 1
Hey,
tackle a game. Great fucking. Can we cross that fucker off? Is where I'm trying to
Hey,
get.
when a player
Please.
has the number 2,
You
when
got
the player
your bipolar
has the number 2 and it's their first number in their weight, do you think they're a defensive lineman?
What was that, Cody? Sorry. Can't hear you.
So
calling
when
you
you look at
rapping.
weights, right? If you're looking at weights and you see a number 2 as the first number in their weight, are you thinking that they're defensive linemen?
No.
No. We have 6 out of 10 have the number 2 as the first number in their weight right now.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm not thinking nose tackle.
Which is only what we really need.
I mean, Phillips is serviceable there. He'd be better served, off to the side, but he's been serviceable there. If he had some help to his sides, he's looking to his left and right. He's like, fuck.
I mean, I feel like that's pretty average numbers for a nose tackle. I'm just looking at John the Bullet in the NFL, and he only had 44 tackles, total tackles.
You can't expect you can't expect, especially at the nose tackle position, if somebody had 2 tackles in a season at the nose tackle position, but they just held up.
There's 8 blocks, and the linebackers all got drafted in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because they broke through.
That's what matters. If you're not about to be penetrating like Aaron Donald or Chris Jones, just hold the line, hold the gap integrity, so the linebackers and corners and safeties could blitz. We're not expecting them.
If you're looking at stats, you're not going to see that, right? Like you're just
Right.
looking up stats for the first time you ever heard.
You just have to watch the games.
Trying too hard. I know what you're about to do. You're trying too hard.
I'm not trying hard at all.
Oh, you knew who I was talking about.
This is light
You
work.
knew who I was talking to when I said that. You're trying too hard. 8 fucking.
I'm gonna kick it off, Keith, with an F.
Yeah, I'm straight F'd.
Got 2 Fs. I'm not even at the right, I guess. Shaq, giving us an A.
Now giving
13 wins.
Shaq is very counterintuitive. That's some shit you wouldn't do. Actually,
give the C because
Shaq was just holding up his imaginary drink for his Shaqism.
He doesn't justify 13 wins.
They can't be the worst. I wouldn't say they're the worst in NFL. They've learned on middle of the pack. To me,
Seriously?
You know, an F does not mean that they're the worst in the NFL. There could be 7 other Fs that are F-ier than we are, but I'm just saying they're an F.
If you're grading this on your confidence level in the defensive line, chat, like, don't worry. It's not about the other teams. Like, your confidence level in this team. Is it an A, a B, C, D, F?
C. If they just
and that's fair.
Hold the gaps. A C. Now,
So what are we drinking tonight, Shaq? What are we drinking that's got us in this mood? Okay. Keeping it light, keeping it refreshing. Okay.
It is empty though.
It's for the fighters and all of us, right, Shaq?
Oh my gosh. They're not paying for that fish. Don't say that.
That's why I was blurred out.
Wow. See, I'm with Shaq. I'm going to give the C because I do think we're going to find something in the guys we signed, and I do think one of these UDFAs are going to show something, and I do think Jaquelin Roy is going to show out. Like, I do think we're going to be very improved over last season, which, again, is not a hard thing to do. But I think we'll be at least a league average team, and I'm not worried like, oh, man, the team looks good, the defense looks good, but that defensive line, that's going to hold us back. We're not going to make the playoffs because of that defensive line. I don't feel that way. That's an F. Like, I feel this is the position that's going to hold us back.
No, I just look at it. I look at my F as that's where we're starting at. It can always go up. You cannot go down from there.
That's fine. Yeah. I'm just explaining why I'm going with Shaq with the C. I'm not going to go as far as Unk, but I think we could end up here.
A strong B.
That's a big feeling.
Yeah, no, it is.
I want to know what Unk is drinking tonight.
From where?
And I can't take that ride, but I do feel like we'll end up closer to that than an F by the end of the season.
And I'm one of the biggest Jackie Roy fans in this fucking Facebook.
Now with that F, you're not.
Oh, I'm still an F.
Well, watch when I tweet him what Cody Bowden said.
So
I didn't call him the F.
The benefit of it could be the second year under Brian Flores. Defensive line kind of gets the gist of what to do earlier than what they knew last year.
What?
They don't have to do much.
How many of our current defensive linemen were here last year? 3?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, that logic.
That's a good question.
They just got to stand there. They don't have to really do much.
3? The ones that Phillips, Roy, and Bullard.
Yep. And I don't know the Bullard makes a team. Quasi might have to let go of his memento. The dude 30 years old and hasn't done anything yet. We're getting younger. That's been the trend over the past 2 years. We're getting younger. 30-year-olds don't live long around here. What, Robbie?
No, I was just thinking maybe they shit. Never mind. I'm not even gonna say that. Like that gives me a headache just thinking about that. That gives me a fucking heartburn. I don't want to do that. All right, just because we actually took two fucking Polynesian players, I'm gonna give them a D based on that stupid fucking metric of mine alone. They get a D. Outside of that, yeah, it's a nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare. We did not exactly. Fuck it. I'm gonna say it. It's like I almost want to move Turner over. I know. Don't say it. I fucking know. And stick Van Ginkel on the goddamn edge just to see what fucking happens. Because it's bad. It's fucking bad.
Hands in the dirt right away.
Right. Let's see what happens. Give it a game. Give it a fucking game. Doesn't work. Fuck it.
How much does Turner weigh?
He's
260.
Yeah. He's not the typical. He's very atypical of what I'm suggesting. I'm just saying talent. I don't think would work. Again, I'm spitballing because I'm so pissed at the other two, and it's just like ugh. But I honestly love Van Ginkel. I really fucking do.
E250. But
yeah.
I'll say
they're speedy.
I wouldn't want to waste Dallas Turner on the defensive line.
I don't either. I don't either. It's more of a fucking. It's a whim. It's totally a whim for me. I don't either. But I was like,
yeah, I want to see him. I want to see him wrecking shit like we had what's his name? We were trying to do it with him 2 years ago. The guy we got from Green Bay. The first half of the season, he was just all over the place, killing people.
Dean Lowry?
Zadarius Smith?
Zadarius Smith, yeah. I want to see him in that role where he's just roaming around and trying to hit the gaps. And
He's Micah Parsons. I want
No,
him to
they
be
do
clone of
not.
Micah Parsons.
They do not. So, do you want to change that strong B now, Unc?
Yeah.
Edges are their own position.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I was saying. Like to me, this is a mere whim for me. It is a fan card. I'm throwing my fan card on the table for this.
Interior defensive line.
Right.
That would not include edges, Unc.
Nope.
You want to go to an F now?
Ooh, that's tough. That's a man. That's what happens when
we're about to see Unc reverse course. He's going to bruise his tailbone again.
Are we covering edges too tonight, Keith?
Nope. They get their own night. Edges get their own night.
You might as well go edges. Linebackers.
Edge is going to be solid.
That's easy.
I'm going to give him at least a D+.
Yeah.
So a little bit better than the interior.
It's still, for me, it's still a D. Even
I think Unc's doing this just out of pride. I think he's doing this out of pride.
Yeah, this is a pride thing. You know, he's turning red. We can't see it, but he's turning red, and
yeah,
he's like, he's like, damn it, now I gotta hold this.
Unc, you should have said F, man. The only way to go is up. You cannot go down. You should just went.
You'll still be wrong though.
So now that we got Unc to die on that hill, and die he shall. Let's change gears a little bit, guys. Let's go back to the fun side of the ball. Netflix came out with their receiver show this week. It started yesterday, the day before yesterday. And how many of y'all watched it?
Watched all 8 episodes yesterday. I'll wait.
2.
Come to me last.
I watched 2. I got into where I could at least see our boy.
I watched 0. I watched 0. I thought quarterbacks sucked. I ain't gonna lie. I mean,
receivers worse. Receivers 1,000 times worse.
To me, quarterback bought Kirk Cousins 3 months worth of love. I think that's all they bought him. And like after that, he was on calendar year and shit. Like he was like the best thing known to man for 3 months. Then after that, no one gave a fuck. Justin Jefferson is just Justin Jefferson. He's always going to mean something to this team. I don't need to watch a TV show to see what he was doing when he was hurt.
They didn't even show that. They rarely showed that. All right, for those that have not watched, Justin Jefferson is probably 10% of the show. You will see George Kittle's wife 20% of the fucking show. You'll see Devontae Adams a lot. Fucking Samuel with his kid a whole lot. You see the bullshit that makes you want to drool on a fucking pillow, take pills, and kill yourself. The first episode had me wanting George Kittle and that entire fucking bus of his family to run off a goddamn cliff. It was way too much Kittle in that first episode, and then it was too much of him and his wife. The entire all the episodes are trash. You don't see any dirt. It is too family friendly for me to be a damn football show. I expected a whole lot more drama and bullshit, which was like it's remotely interesting. Again, Justin Jefferson, we all love, was a fucking cameo at best on that.
It was a cameo for our season. So it makes sense.
Yeah, but all that behind the scenes stuff of a lot of well, fine. I'll speak for myself. You
want to go see Justin Jefferson like shopping because he's not practicing? Like
Kirk Cousins was a cameo for our season, but he was in the quarterback longer than what Justin Jefferson was.
Cousins
that was a dumb thing.
The whole season.
The whole season that he was in the show. Come on, man.
He was rarely in it. You really didn't see a whole lot of Jefferson. Even like seeing him, like you saw a few clips of him getting better. I will say this about the show. The only thing I will take my big takeaway actually came from Adams, believe it or not. Hell of a player. That fury he had at Garoppolo not being able to get him the fucking ball is the type of player that I fucking love. He was pissed. He was fucking angry, and he was like, "Just give me the fucking ball." That's the type of player I love. Also, Devontae Adams speaks very, very well. I have a new appreciation of Devontae Adams. I honestly do.
Guys.
The show, guys, like honestly, I am such a nitpicker for fucking shows and stuff. I hate bad writing. I really hate when shit you can tell has been dialed down a whole lot for family crap. Again, to me, it's a football show. I expected a little bit more. It was way too cookie cutter.
You wanted to see like JJ like telling his baby mama to get an abortion?
That was fucking there.
And you thought JJ was going to sign off on that?
That's my point. They didn't sign off on anything. Like there was no arguments. There was no fights. There was no behind the scenes shit. It was way too fucking like A to B, A to B, A to B, A to B.
Well, that's what you're going to get when you're using star players because they have images to protect. Now, if they want to have the nitty gritty, you need wide receiver 3s.
You saw some drama though. As much as I hate Mahomes, even in quarterback, you saw Mahomes like start some shit with his players. Like that shit with this. Like you saw a little behind the scenes turmoil there. This again,
turmoil.
No,
I mean,
I'm not saying ultra drama. You saw something. But like I said, it's very, very manage your expectations of what I'm saying. It's very G-rated for me, and I was heavily disappointed by the show.
Fish, I feel like you might have a little bit of a different take when you compare the receiver show to the quarterback show.
You know, I was gonna come in and say, having watched 2 episodes, I actually I like the family dynamic. I like seeing them as people. How they interact. I was annoyed with how I don't care for drama, whether I'm not a Real Housewives type of guy, right? But now listening to Robbie talk, there's something that I could say about that. I like the Kittles. I like the way that they seemed, but now I'm thinking, it's the second season, and maybe they saw quarterback and they said, we don't want to come off like that. So it could possibly be their relationship in front of the camera could be a little watered down. It could be, but I will say this, you can't really fake yourself away from being annoying. You can try to act like it, but you will come off as being annoying.
They were bad.
And I didn't get that. I didn't see enough of like Debo's family. I would have liked to have seen that a little bit more if on the family side. But I couldn't not like the Kittles, unfortunately. And I'm not gonna lie, man. I loved the Devontae Adams shit. The stuff they had of him on the football field, the stuff where he got injured in his shoulder, his daughter's birthday. I really loved all of it. All that stuff about Devontae. I'm glad he's not a Packer anymore, so I can say that. When I was like, holy shit, the Raiders were experiencing everything we were with losing games because of turnovers and fighting back from being down by 21. And then the ball gets intercepted in the last minute of the game when they're trying to drive down and score to win. But I'm only 2 episodes in. But all in all, I can I'm kind of like got that little grain of salt now where I'm thinking maybe this is a little bit, what's what I'm looking for, produced. But
that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
But I still like
you were talking about the quarterback. I didn't see anything damaging quarterback where I was like, oh my God.
No, fine. I got a little taste of, oh my God, a little. In this one, nothing. Fucking nothing. You got a little bit of that spice in the punch.
Well, because Patrick Mahomes said, fuck your damn guy.
You got
that was drama for you?
No, I mean, just give me a little bit. Like, just give me a little bit. Just give me a little something. No, this is way. And then we went to Costco.
You're dealing with wide receivers who are divas, which even though Tommy's trying to say they're not, they're individuals. They're worried about themselves, so they're not worried about other people. So they probably don't have too much drama. You're below them.
They should have a ton of drama. They should be like exactly like Samuel. Or I'm sorry, Adam's like, give me the fucking ball, slamming his fucking helmet. Why isn't this shit happening? That shit should be all over the fucking place.
Robbie, I saw something today. It was like not a meme, but a photo and had words on it, and it said that Devontae Adams said the only reason he re-signed with the Raiders is because they let Jimmy G go. Was that something that was said in the show?
He said that he had input in that.
Okay.
He literally. Oh wait, in the coach.
Okay, so number one receiver calling out the quarterback, calling for the quarterback to go. I think that's a little bit more drama than we saw in quarterback.
Yeah, but that literally was a subtitle. That was like a very brief scene. They didn't add anything to what you're saying. That instant they didn't add on that at all. See, that would have been interesting. Like to see the quarterback side of that, be like, fuck that guy, or just something.
I didn't see any players called out in quarterback. I didn't see any of the quarterbacks calling out any of the players or anything like that.
What I would like to see more would be like maybe have the family stuff that you're seeing within the Netflix show happen during this season. Like we're in the biggest dry spell of football right now, and we just want football. Like maybe just give me a show during the off season where it's just drama on the football field. I don't give a fuck what happens at their house. I don't care what they're shopping for in the grocery center.
Okay.
We do that during the season when we have football that we get to watch on Sundays. Then we could flip on quarterback or receiver. Like, oh, that's where they shop. I'm going to go shopping there. I just want to buy my wings for the next game.
I would imagine their home life is pretty boring during the season, Cody.
No, Kittle's birthday party was half a fucking episode. Half a fucking episode was his fucking shoe addiction and fucking birthday party. That was half a fucking episode.
Like you don't even have to do it in off seasons or in seasons. You just do the off season during the season and what they do in the off season. Like
and no, I'm not looking for them to go to the fucking abortion clinic and then fight in the fucking lobby. That's not the shit I'm fucking looking for.
It kind of sounds like that's exactly.
I would like a little bit more than that. Actually, I would like them to fucking actually be during the goddamn abortion and then fighting the doctor who's doing a damn procedure. That's what I want to fucking see. That shit.
Then you're probably going to be watching a football show.
Let's throw a little respect on one name that hasn't been mentioned yet. Amon-Ra St. Brown in the very first episode tore his oblique and played.
What's going
on? Probably at an SEC school.
Yeah, we need a draft in Chasserat and someone else.
Where do you come from?
I don't know.
You do know, and you like him. And you like him.
But let's put a little respect on that young man's name. I made a joke about
Fish real quick. You're 2 episodes in. You're gonna be sick of fucking St. Brown. I promise you that shit. He takes up the other half of the fucking show.
Whoa, spoiler.
I mean, I made a little joke about it because they showed him as a kid where his dad was starting to train him, and his dad had him lifting weights with those big rubber weights, and I made a joke about the rubber weights, but he's had a work ethic. It's almost like his dad progenied him into his position. And but still, a torn lateral oblique, and he played. It tore off the bone, and he played. And let's put a little respect on that man's name.
Yeah, I give Amon-Ra St. Brown all the respect in the world, but I would if you put Amon-Ra St. Brown on the Falcons when Drake London had Desmond Ridder and Marcus Mariota throwing the ball, and you throw fucking Drake on the Lions, you'd see this flip-flopping stats.
Right. That Lions O-line is nasty. So they got all the time in the world to throw to his ass.
That's true. St. Brown has a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Drake London can't run intermediate and short routes. St. Brown can run intermediate, deep, and short.
Drake London all the time in the world with that fucking offensive line, though. It's all the time.
All the time.
You can put a all the time. You can put a shitbird quarterback on the Lions. He's still getting those fucking stats.
Bro, you can put Drake London on the Chiefs, and St. Brown's still gonna have a better season.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ridder is all I have to say.
Dirk. Fuck that show.
St. Brown, if he played for the Falcons, Ridder would probably still be their quarterback because he would have made him look good.
No.
Yeah.
I'm too sober for this shit.
Yeah. This is kind of ridiculous on this.
Too sober, too uneducated. Doesn't match up.
It's a really bad show. It's a bad show. I'm just saying, man, just be prepared. It's a bad show.
Maybe they see the critics talking about a lot of plays they want to do a season 2 of quarterback, so they dialed it down so they could get actual players to want to be in it. Because you don't have a show if you can't get the players to agree to do it.
Yep, and I remember they tried to do a second season of quarterback, and none of the quarterbacks wanted to do it.
I'm hearing
probably
want to do it.
Probably because they watched a quarterback get his ass kicked and almost die on that show. And I mean, who wants to put that out there?
I think they're worried about what's going to happen in the future of them agreeing. So if they agree at this point, and it's aired here, that in between time their season has to be either like perfect or Super Bowl bound or playoff bound for them to be shown in a positive spotlight. So if they agree to something now and they have a shitbird fucking season, that's just going to tank their actual value more, I should say.
I don't know, man. Mariota last year, he basically quit and he disappeared from the show and he came back. I mean, I don't know.
Well, that's
if
the Mariota this, right?
I mean, they could just go find some players who came from a rough background, because you can take a guy out of the hood, you can't take the hood out of a guy, and then you'll get Robbie's show.
What was cool
get somebody that come up being shot at.
What was better about quarterback than wide receiver is you had a dog shit quarterback, a mid quarterback, and an elite quarterback, and you got to see the differences from all three.
Yeah,
all five of their
pretty good ass
all five of them
there now.
Yeah,
and
you really don't have
a tight end, or it could be a number one tight end.
Robbie, what position do you want them to do next, or do you want them to do quarterback again?
Ooh,
give me center.
Honestly, all right. Fan cards like edge and kicker, but we'll put this aside. No, running back.
Running back.
I want them to do guards.
I want running back.
I do think offensive linemen would be better than we think. Because
not this.
I'm going to say guards specifically, because usually when they talk about the offensive lineman who's the meanest and the nastiest on the team, they typically point to a guard. They said that about Ezra Cleveland before we traded him. Look, Steve Hutchinson was no saint, so a lot of times that interior offensive lineman is the one who's mean, and I want to see a son of a bitch.
But is that good TV? Have 5 just mean, mad, upset guys, or how about tackles? That like do fucking party boats.
Or safety.
See, the thing is, though, is if you split it up and you do
talking shit.
If you do like the entire offensive line, you're going to have you could have a situation like you do with receiver where they're all great players, but you could have a guard who's really good, a guard who's in the middle, and a guard who's struggling to make the team. If you stay with the one position, like quarterback.
None of them are marquee and nobody would watch it. In both of these shows, quarterback and receiver, everybody has jerseys of these players because they're popular and famous, and we want to see them and how they really live their lives because, they're famous and we follow them and like them because they're our players.
Hate to break it to you, Robbie, but there are plenty of fat guys out there like me that want to see guards over receivers.
How many guards?
Now that the show is established,
I'll give you one.
But what Robbie's saying is the reason why maybe we need that show. Because we don't know about the guards. Maybe we start watching these guards. Man, these guys are cool enough. Damn, they actually do a lot of practice. They're actually responsible for a lot. I had no idea that a guard had to know how to do that. Like that actually could be very educational and entertaining. So I can see where you're coming from, Fish. But I think they got to put the O-line together. Otherwise, you're counting on them having like 15 seasons.
And I think the next season, it's not going to be a position. I think it's just going to be coach. I think it's going to be coaches next.
It's going to be wives. It's just going to say fucking wives. Wives.
No, they don't have to do that because they'll pick the players and coaches based on their wives. Like Zimmer will 100% be on that show.
Here's football bitches. Football bitches. That's it. We'll fucking watch the wives and girlfriends.
2024, my dog.
Dan Campbell is definitely going to be on.
Bitches of football. That's better. NFL.
If Dan Campbell's on it, we're going to have an over and under on how many times he cries.
Sean McVay, Dan Campbell, and Sean Payton will be the 3 coaches.
Okay. No, the Miami kid.
I got to ask a question.
Oh, the Miami kid, yeah.
In my head. You talked about Dan Campbell crying. Who's a softer coach, Dan Campbell or KOC?
Softer?
Yes.
KOC.
Yeah, KOC. I think KOC buys like
miles too much.
He buys them ice cream after
promotion. Doesn't bug me. I'm not saying it bugged you either.
No, I'm not. I wasn't saying. I was just saying. I mean, he wears his heart on his sleeve and all that stuff. And KOC. I think the word I'm looking for is more pragmatic. I think that's the word I'm looking for.
I like that, and I think that's why the Lions are where they are because I mean, they have good players. They've done good with the drafting, but they're also overachieving because they're buying in. Like they love being Lions. Like he's making that whole culture like that. And that's I wanted to see that from JJ this offseason. I wanted to see that love to be a Viking and this and that before they made him the highest paid player, and I never saw it. But this is
you know what that reminds me of? When we first got Mike Zimmer, we had the players buying in, and then we was winning games. We was going to the playoffs, and then when that shit don't work no more, everybody start getting mad, and then Dan Campbell gets fired.
That's any job, any position, anywhere. If it's great until it's not great.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean I want him to change being him. I want you being you, and then when you being you doesn't work anymore, I gotta replace you.
To me, the difference between KOC and Dan Campbell is like you're going through the store with your kids and the kid asks for a toy. KOC's like, okay. And when you go through the store with your kids and the kid asks for a toy, it's Dan Campbell. You can wait till Christmas. I think that's the difference in the personality.
No, he's probably like, no, you did
He's
not.
probably telling me get a job. Get a fucking
get a job.
You don't goddamn
You
toy.
get that toy. Like
you gotta buy some kneecaps. That's what he want to tell his kid.
Or how about this? KOC would be the guy that would have a 5-minute conversation explaining to the 3-year-old why he can't have the toy. But say Mike Zimmer would say, fuck no, get a job, you little shit.
One puts him in the corner and one whoops that ass.
And I'm not knocking KOC. Like we kind of talked about this a little bit yesterday. It's a different game, and KOC, yeah, I feel like he's a little bit soft, but that's kind of the players that he's dealing with now. That's kind of more what they respond to. They don't respond to that barking. And as much as like Dan Campbell's like a rough, that's like he's not really barking, man. Like he's just passionate when he talks. KOC, he's like a therapist almost. Like he tries to listen and stuff like that and have the collaboration like they always talk about. So it does look soft compared to what we're used to and what we grew up thinking about as a coach, because he's not that, right?
I wonder how that dynamic.
I don't think that makes him a bad coach, by the way. Like I don't think it makes him a bad coach. It's just we're not used to seeing that someone that resonates with their players the way they do and tries to connect in that same kind of way. Like Ronaldo like showed us a video. Was that against the Eagles when he's in the locker room yelling and stuff? And he's like, "See, he's not soft." I was like, "Yeah, but everything he said, he didn't do."
I just wonder how.
It's like me yelling at my kids and making all these threats. They know I ain't gonna do shit though.
I wonder how that dynamic's going to work with our rookie quarterback that we have in McCarthy. Like he's the guy that just sits down and talks with it. Like Harbaugh was not that coach. I can guarantee you that. Like, what's that dynamic going to be like? Is it the first time? Is he ever going to yell at McCarthy or like? I don't want him again.
I think McCarthy could take it
earlier about babying. Don't baby him. Be Harbaugh to him.
McCarthy.
Yeah,
it'd be good.
Yeah,
I think McCarthy will be. I think McCarthy will be hard enough on himself because of, say, somebody like Harbaugh having come up with that, to where when KOC is trying to do that team building shit with him and not hurt his feelings, he's going to be like, "No, I sucked, coach, and I got to fix it."
He's not going to do that because what he was used to hearing from Harbaugh is hand off the ball. Pitch the ball. Hand off the ball.
Yeah, I just can't wait. I wish I could fast forward like 3 years.
Hand off the ball. Screenplay. Hand off the ball.
I mean, I'm getting older and time is precious, but I just want to fast forward.
Hand off the ball. Hand off
fourth quarter.
Keith finds that magic button, fast forwards 3 years, and in my spot it says
throw
in
the ball
memoriam
up
of
and
fish.
hope that
What?
the safeties bite on this, Cody, and they did. Fuck that play. But hand off the ball.
I'll say
Robbie,
this.
what do we need from? Hold on. What do we need to see from JJ McCarthy for you?
Traded.
For you to
Traded. Whatever the end of your question is, traded.
So he can win 3 Super Bowls and still go.
Traded.
You're an idiot.
What do we need to see from JJ McCarthy to win 3 Super Bowls? Him on another fucking team.
He's just so mad his Alabama team just got.
That has nothing to do with it.
It has everything
Cody,
to do with it.
I wanted Jaden Daniels. He beat Alabama. That doesn't make any fucking sense. I want good players that can beat my fucking team. I wanted Jaden Daniels. He beat Alabama.
You don't want a player
I don't want the player that you paid money
I want
to go fly
Carson
across
Beck.
the country and
Carson
see
Beck
you.
beat
But
Alabama.
you don't
Those
want
are
a
the
quarterback
players
that will give
want.
us 3 Super Bowls.
I don't want to hear that shit again. Like, I'm mad at somebody
Hey,
because
Ronaldo,
they
he's
that's
doing
fucking
it. He's doing
retarded.
it, Ronaldo. Listen.
I literally want. I wanted
doing
Jaden Daniels. He beat Alabama. I wanted him. Again,
Michigan
Carson Beck. I want Carson Beck. He beat who? Wait, yes, them several times. He's good.
But did you fly
I want
across the country,
them.
spend a lot of money, and were you there in person to see those games happen?
That has. I also wanted
It
Blake
does have something to
Corum.
do with it. That's
Did I
wonderful.
not want Blake Corum? He single-handedly beat the shit out of me in person. I wanted him as well. So I don't want to hear that narrative. So that narrative
in Alabama,
is
but you don't want a quarterback that'll win us 3 Super Bowls.
I don't want a quarterback that had an inflated fucking stock value because he won a natty on his team.
So again, I'm going to ask this question: you want a quarterback that beats Alabama, but you don't want a quarterback to win us 3 Super Bowls. That's the question that was asked.
No, those are 2 different questions to begin with. First of all,
no, I just, but you brought in Alabama.
Yes, to the first, and possibly to the second. No, we did that last time. No, we looked retarded last week.
Yo, I got a Mac now. I thought it would fucking work.
It should work. Like, it might be closer to like
the Rambo.
It's got to be closer. Not that fucking close. God damn, dude. It's good.
2 more minutes, and Robbie's going to have me wishing that Dallas Turner's a bust, and our new kicker goes 0 for 3 in his first game.
You guys bring up Alabama more than I do. You do.
Wait, what? Wait,
you honestly do. Just as normally as a detractor from anything that I say that's mentioned, I don't bring them up that much. I really don't.
You just spent the last 4 minutes railing about Alabama.
Then you'd be like, oh,
I did not. I pretty much said the people that beat my team, I wanted.
What team is that, Robbie?
Except for the guy
Georgia
that we
Bulldogs,
drafted. So maybe if we drafted Corum, drafted Jaden Daniels, then you'd be flipping the script saying, I don't want this fucking guy.
No. You can go back and watch previous shows as much as you want, because I know you do that often. And we've brought this up before. I wanted Daniels so fucking badly. And next season, and I've said this numerous times, even last season, I wanted Carson Beck. I have not. Oh, well, the small fan card wants Milrow, and that's way in the corner.
You saw him with Twins.
Carson Beck.
Now you want
I want Carson Beck.
Well, when reality hits you in the face, knowing that you couldn't get Jaden Daniels, regardless of where we were at on the draft.
I did not want to draft a quarterback this year. I've said that. I have said that.
And you wanted the role of Sam Darnold?
Bro, like that's where we are, though. And
Wait a minute. Yes, you did. You did want them to draft a quarterback.
No. Well, that is true. I wanted Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, buddy.
That is true.
You don't forget.
Gotcha.
Like that was, but we knew that was. But we also thought that fucking kicker wasn't going to happen either. So, goddamn. I still want Rattler. I'm not gonna lie. But I wanted, aside from the Rattlerisms, I wanted our first. If we did draft first, I've said this all year, and I'll keep saying this. I want ours this upcoming season. Again, Carson Beck is which is not going to happen. We're not going to draft quarterbacks back-to-back years. This is not going to fucking happen.
Okay.
All right. You guys want to do hot takes before we get out of here?
Oh, fuck, I had a good one. God damn it.
Robbie, we do this every freaking week. You're here.
I know.
I don't have one either.
Come back to me, please.
I'm going to come back to me, too. Cody, you got a hot take?
Yes, I got a hot take. We are going to lose the first game of the year. Why? Because we thought we were going to beat the Buccaneers last year, and we lost that one, too. All right? This is how I'm looking at it. It's going to be that point in the year. It's going to be the very first game of the year to be like looking at it like, oh, this might not be a good year. Because we're playing the Giants in the very first game.
And then who do we play?
Not a really good team. 5 straight really good teams.
Oh, that's what I got.
Is week 2 the Texans or the 49ers?
I'll be there. The Niners.
The Niners, yeah. Then it goes then Texans, Jets, and it gets nasty.
I need to know this. I should know this, and I'm getting mad because I thought it was Texans, but you guys are saying it's the Giants. I need to know this.
Giants is the number 1 game. It's the first game.
I mean the Texans are the Niners.
Niners is week 2.
I'm almost certain it's Giants, Niners, Texans.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I'll be in Minnesota for that one.
Okay, it is, and you're right. So, Cody says that we're gonna lose the first game of the season. So that pissed me off. Vikings are gonna start the season 2-0.
There we go.
That makes my trip better. Thank you.
Damn it, they're gonna start 1-1 now. I don't want Robbie to have a good time.
It's bad.
I'm just kidding. I want the 2-0, and I want you to have the greatest time ever.
Well, they could lose to the Giants and beat San Francisco, and we can both be happy.
We're gonna beat Giants. We're gonna beat San Francisco. We're gonna be 2-0. We're gonna be happy. Cody's gonna be like, I'm at 10 wins now, and we're gonna finish 2-15.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't say that right now.
Nope.
You got one for us, Shaq?
I'll have to say, I don't know if y'all gonna consider this a hot take, but JJ McCarthy and Dallas Turner will be signed before we do another live.
So before next Thursday?
We're running live tomorrow, Keith.
Skol and chill tomorrow, baby. Let's go.
I gotta make sure Shaq takes an L because we gotta wait 5 years to verify some of his takes.
When does training camp? When does actual training camp start up?
It starts July. I want to say, I think Purple Insider says 6 days away.
So if they don't sign the rookie contracts, can they participate in that training camp? I don't know if they can. So yeah, that's a good pick.
I would think that they could.
I think they can. So like if they want to.
But I don't think they can be fined for not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they can probably be there. I just don't think they can be on the field.
Why?
Because they're not getting paid.
If they wanted to pull someone from the stands out there and run a fucking out route,
They're liable. No, for like insurance reasons, they can't. They'd be liable.
Bullshit.
No, seriously, like your whole stand analogy would definitely be applicable to that shit.
I'm gonna find a video where a team pulled a fucking fan on the field and fucking threw him a pass.
I'm sure they security moved their ass quickly off the field.
That's exactly what we want, though, is a fan to be our quarterback. Hey, we might have a better quarterback than Sam Darnold, maybe in there sitting somewhere.
So it starts July 27th.
Oh, so that's still a while away. So that makes this take a little bit hotter because our next show is the 18th. Our next scheduled show is the 18th.
He's in preheat.
My dream, I'd be up there in the stands and they'd be like, hey, look at that big fat old white guy right there. Hey, do you want a chance to go against Blake Brandel and Ed Ingram? Hell yeah!
Oh my God.
Yeah, I've seen you talk about them.
Fish gets whopped and he's like, yeah, they're good.
No, they're gonna pancake me and they're gonna be like, by the way, we're members of MVFU on our Ghost account, so we watch the lives every week, motherfucker.
Yeah, you know Mike Breed? Hello.
Yeah. You know Brian Hagar?
You know the Horseman?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Then they point to Darrison O'Neal and like 4 horsemen, bitches.
Gotcha. That'd be pretty funny. All right. So I'm putting Shaq's JJ McCarthy and Dallas Turner will be signed by next Thursday because I'm not gonna bust you out if we end up going live this weekend for some fun. So I'm gonna give you till next Thursday.
Before the next official live, not no Skol and chill.
Yeah, no Skol and chills or nothing like that. The next official live. All right, that's cool. The 18th. All right. I think that's a hot take because there's doubt about JJ McCarthy signing his. Like maybe Dallas Turner signs because I haven't heard anything about. That's weird. We haven't heard anything about Dallas Turner, but he's still not signed. Like why? There's only like 3 or 4 now. I think it's like R2 and the Bears 2 first rounders. They're like, we're not sure we want to be in this fucking division.
So the reason
You got him cold. Fuck this place.
We don't want to play Detroit.
The rumor is
we don't want our kneecap fit.
For Dallas Turner is they say he basically want the same thing as JJ McCarthy. He want his contract kind of fully guaranteed too. I don't know how true.
But see, that's what I don't get. Like these contracts are all like set in stone pretty much for the first rounders. It's like, what is there really to debate? I mean, I guess JJ's thinking about wanting his bonus up front. I guess that might be something, but like the money's set in stone. The team can't do anything about it. Like
it's when they get
where you got drafted, you know what you're getting paid.
It's probably his wife. She's like, get that money now so we go on vacation. You're not even starting this year.
then you know what? He needs to cancel the wedding because he's not married yet. But if that's already going on,
I'm telling you, she in his ear.
See, they've already established he don't need KOC to run over him. He's got it at home.
Fish, I know you got a good one for us.
I think this is going to be my weakest take, but here the Vikings players will wear the number 31 on their helmet this year.
Okay.
You should include jersey too, because they might be.
See, I was just gonna say that. Like, what if they wear a patch on their jersey instead? Like,
Oh, I forgot about the patch. Yeah.
You should just throw them both.
well, they'll wear a commemorative 31.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they did great.
It's getting kind of crowded on that. Like, isn't Bud still on that shit too?
I mean, was that a forever thing?
It looked like a NASCAR uni.
It's gonna turn like a Girl Scout fucking
Bud off.
badges and shit.
I mean, we're not like basketball and have freaking like a car.
We're like, bro, we're like NASCAR fucking like jerseys and shit.
Oh, that's basketball.
Did we put a stringer anything on our uniforms when he went?
I haven't seen a jersey with one of those. I don't think so.
I thought
maybe it was a helmet. Maybe it was a helmet. It might have been
They had a big jersey in the Metrodome.
Maybe.
Yeah, that could have been it. They could have like did that. Yeah. I thought they put 77. I remember the number 77 somewhere. A yellow sticker 77.
That would have shined on a purple helmet.
It might have just been like for like a game or something like that. No, that's not a bad one, Fish. I was thinking the same thing. Like, I think they'll do that, but I was like, well, I mean, he also is just a rookie and didn't really play the team, so they might not. I think knowing like this new regime, though, I do think that's something they're gonna do.
Our organization's way too damn classy to the point where I wish they'd get in the dirt a little bit so we could win a Super Bowl. But yeah.
And it's funny you say that because I know I sent it to you guys, but someone put out a list of the richest owners. And you would think with the Vikings, new stadium, paid it off years early, instead of using the tax money and having the best facilities and all this good stuff, you would think they're balling. But they're like, I mean, okay, they still have $1 billion, but they're like the third poorest owner of the whole NFL.
You gotta think like the cons in Jacksonville with the fucking oil money and shit.
So the owner trying to make respect what they do a little bit more because I mean, yes, okay, they do have $1 billion, but that's
nothing. That's nothing as an NFL owner. Like $1 billion is a year. Yeah, that's Dollar Tree shit.
The owner of the Bronco owns Walmart, so that's why they were able to afford Russell Wilson's bullshit. Like they're okay getting rid of him.
Like I said, the cons in Jacksonville, they don't give a fuck either.
I remember that graphic that came up that Vikings fans spend the least amount of money. They spend the least amount of money on merch. They spend the least amount of money on the concession stands. Ticket prices are fair. So the revenue's not coming in. So when I saw that graphic, it was a few months ago, I thought, I think back to when, like in the group, a lot of people were saying, stop buying tickets, stop buying their shit. It'll affect change with this organization. They won't change until we stop supporting them. We ain't supporting them. We don't buy the shit. We don't spend the money.
I'll pay $30 for a fucking cheeseburger if we got a goddamn ring.
The Vikings food at that stadium sucks.
I agree with Rob.
It fucking does.
It took me so long to actually buy Vikings gear because I'm like, I'm over here spending all my money, and the Vikings is like, well, we got the NFC Championship. Let's go.
Jack, you saw that Percy Harvin jersey I bought for $21.
The Vikings wore the number 77 badge in 2001 for the whole year.
Okay.
So it was on the jersey? It was actually on the jersey? I don't remember that.
I just remember something yellow as a 77. It kind of looked like a football.
Let's say, was it a football? That's kind of it's kind of jogging.
Hey, Shaq, I'm with you on that. I've had this Moss jersey for a long time, and I've thought about buying another jersey. I have. Like, I really wanted to buy him last year, but it's like
I don't know how long you guys had the Moss jerseys, if I'm being honest, because they look like they've never been worn.
That's because I never wear it.
Moss jersey right now and put it on.
Mine's got holes. Mine's got bullet holes and fucking stains. I can't even identify it.
That's because mine gets worn maybe on game day, And a lot of times when the game sucks, it comes off so that way I don't tear it apart and gets hung back up.
Oh,
that's why mine don't look good.
I don't fold mine in dry cleaner. I'm already
that's why my
pissed
wife
and
knows
shit's
she
in the
can hang it
corner.
up. When I take it off and I throw it.
Yeah.
See,
it's
I
in the-
skipped the
it's in
throwing
corner.
step.
Wrinkled. It's wrinkled as fuck. 'Cause it's in the
That's
corner.
when my jersey stays clean when we lose because I take it off and I throw it and my wife hangs it up. When we win, I come out here, I'm barbecuing in it and everything.
Nah.
So like,
I don't know about that one. It gets too fucking hot here.
nah, when we win, I don't take it off.
So that's the thing. I was actually surprised wearing this jersey. I popped open the Corona. I won't drink nothing but water usually when I wear this jersey. I just don't want nothing on it.
That's the thing. Especially that's why I don't want to get a white
What
jersey
about that
because
little stain on the collar? Where'd that come from? Right by the NFL right here.
Sometimes you got to spit on that thing, Keith.
Huh?
We discussed that too.
Why did I do that?
Hawk Tua.
Can't wait for her reality show about her life.
Mm.
It'll be
I
so
think Cody
interesting.
said Vivid Entertainment's putting it out.
It'll be better than receiver.
Oh gosh.
Look,
It's bad.
Well, wait a minute.
It's bad. It's bad show.
The name of her show will be Receiver also.
Yeah. I walked.
Oh, she's the giver.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the
we're
back.
The only way it's gonna be better receiver if it's on Pornhub.
Received. It's received.
Robbie,
And here we go. Tracks.
Jesus
Come on,
Christ.
Robbie.
Hot take. All right, mine's twofold. I'm ill
Hope
saying
it's one I could actually write down this time.
fair enough. Like it's the Liberty Flame make the fucking CFP, and we draft 2 of their players.
Who?
Okay. You brought it back. It was stupid. You brought it back. Okay. Was that Calgary? Who was it? Calgary.
Calgary. They might make it too. Liberty will make the CFP, and we will draft 2 of their players.
Is that the college football playoffs?
Stop.
Is that the college football playoffs?
Stop.
What's the season?
Stop. I can't. I honestly I'm honestly quite ill even saying that. Like anything more than that, it will be traumatic.
Robbie, where's the
Hey, wait, I finally just caught up. Wait a minute.
where's the prestige at?
So, Robbie, does it count if there are UDFAs?
Yeah. No, I'm saying we actually spend draft picks on these.
You know, we got like 4 draft picks, right?
I know, man. That's something.
All right. Yeah. You know what? I'm already in I'm already in this damn trench. I'm gonna stay in it. Yes. I'm gonna stay in it.
I'm gonna underline draft.
Wow.
I'm staying in it. Fucking Liberty.
I didn't expect that.
Hey, Robbie,
I
will you consider it counting as one if we trade for that Malik Cunningham kid?
I need some freaking bereavement on my hot take just now, so absolutely I'm taking that. I'll take a handicap on that shit. Any help would be fucking going. It's only up from here. It's Liberty.
Fuck,
It's
guys.
Liberty.
Oh, 2 hours. School after dark. It's cool.
Skol after dark, baby.
All right. Well, I think that's all we pretty much got tonight. We did 2 hours on July 11th talking Viking football. It's pretty awesome.
And Liberty football.
And, we got through some hard parts. And, we
And
had
a nondescript's favorite team
of
of Robbie's football.
Fuck you.
Go around the horn. Start with you, Shaq.
If you're still watching or you're watching the playback of this, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe because we need that to help the show grow. And, give us some feedback in the comments on what we could do better. If you don't like our antics, let us know. That's all I got.
We aim to please. We won't get that upset. You got anything? Any last words, Robbie?
Receiver was a waste of time. Don't watch it.
I'm gonna watch it. And then
Now you are. It's a waste
I'm gonna
of
watch it. I'm gonna like it now because you said it, and I'm just kidding.
out of spite, I hope you do so you hate yourself for it.
That's fine. I will come back
You will
next
hate
Thursday.
yourself for it. You will
I'll
force
be here
yourself
next
to like it
Thursday,
out of
having watched
spite.
all of it.
I'm okay
And
with
either,
that.
either we're gonna have a debate, or I'm like, you know what, Robbie, you were right. That shit sucked, and we don't need to talk about it. What do you got for us, Fish?
Don't take tomorrow for granted. Don't take the people in your lives for granted. Love you guys. We all thought we were indestructible when we were in our 20s.
And 30s.
Yeah, maybe even into our 40s, just saying.
That too.
You know,
about 41's where I knew.
So,
I'm still getting acne at 45, so yeah, fuck that.
So yeah, I mean, I once told my doctor in my 20s that I was bulletproof, and then I damaged my back and came back to him 10 days later, and he said, "Bulletproof, huh?" And I said, "Screw you, fix me." But yeah, so let's roll, let's Skol. Have a great night, everybody.
Cody, what you got for us?
Yeah, I want to change it up. Again, like I started all off by saying, be safe, enjoy your weekend, get drunk, right? But instead of fucking taking your keys and getting behind the wheel of a car, call an Uber, right? Go have fun, be safe, all right? Just don't drink and drive. That's all I got. Let's go.
That's a good one. I really got nothing. I think we covered it all. You guys all said great things. Thank you, everybody who was here, who watched us a little bit. Thank you to who watches us later. Like Jack said, give us feedback, subscribe, do all that. See you guys next week.
One last thing.
Wait. Shaq ain't letting us go. What's up?
Eminem's album just dropped.
Oh, yeah, it technically is Friday. All right, I got shit to do. So we'll see you guys next week. Let's go.
Let's go.